to our viewers around the world. This is Emma Collins, reporting live from our New York newsroom. 10 hours ago at approximately 3:27 p.m. Eastern Time, US Airways Flight 5049 departing from LaGuardia Airport experienced what aviation officials described as a dual-engine failure after colliding with a flock of birds shortly after takeoff. In a display of remarkable skill and calm, Captain Chesley Salenberg and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles execute an emergency water landing on the Hudson River, saving the lives of all 155 people aboard. Tonight, we bring you a comprehensive report, voices from the cockpit, survivors, engineers, regulators, economists, and rescue crews, each reflecting on the event being hailed as the miracle on the Hudson. We begin with the pilots who made the miracle possible.
Score was written until we reached about 2,800 feet, then the bird struck. I saw a flash of brown across the windshield, heard multiple toots, and immediately smelled fuel. Both engines failed almost simultaneously. We had no thrust, no altitude to return to LaGuardia, and no time to reach Totoboro. It became clear our only option was the Hudson. My crew and I didn't have a luxury of panic. We worked as a one. Checklist rested, APU, glide control. We briefed in the cabin, aligned with the river, and I made for a flat impact. The landing wasn't perfect, but it was survivable. In 208 seconds, every decision mattered. Today, I am grateful to my co-pilot, crew, and passengers for trusting us. This wasn't a solo miracle, it was collective one.
After quickly assessing the situation, Captain Sully Sullenberger and First Officer Jeffrey Skiles realized that without engine power, they're not going to make it to any nearby airport.
We're going to be in the Hudson. Brace for impact.
You need to...
I'm Jeffrey Skiles, the first officer on US Airways Flight 1549. You know, people always ask about the fear. They want to hear about the panic. They want to know if my life flashed before my eyes. The truth is, I didn't have time for that. You have to understand. January 15 started as case of the first day. In fact, I was the new guy in the cockpit. I had 20,000 hours on my flying experience. Sure, but mostly on Boeing 727. I had just trained on the Airbus. This was my second trip. And slowly, 4 days before the flight, I said to him, "Nice to meet you, Captain," and he replied, "Good to meet you, then." We were strangers with two professionals doing our job. He was my leg. I take off, we leave LaGuardia, beautiful day, cold, clear. We hit 2,800 feet. I'm reflecting the flaps, and then I saw that. Just for a split second, a line of Canada geese, perfect military formation. You don't have time to dodge at 200 knots. By the time you see a bird, you already hit it. It didn't sound like crash, it sounded like hail. Heavy hail on the tin roof. And then the smell, the burning feathers, the burning flag. But the worst part wasn't the noise, it was the silence. Jet engine scream, they roar. The soundtrack of my life. But suddenly, whoosh, like someone blew out a candle, the light is open. Sully says to me, "My aircraft," I say, "Your aircraft." And in that second, we stopped being strangers. We became a single unit. My words shrank down to a book, the QRH book, the Quick Reference Handbook. Now, the engineer who wrote this book, they assume you are at 30,000 feet, they assume you have 30 minutes to drink a coffee and troubleshoot. The checklist for dual engine failure is 3 pages long. We were at 3,000 feet, we had 3 minutes. I became a machine, I'm flipping pages, I'm trying to restart the engine that are basically just a scrap metal. I'm calling out the airspeed, say ignition start, thrust level idle. Felt this fog, it's short. Your brain tries to tunnel vision, but the training pushed the fog back. We turned the fear into a math problem, then I looked up. I saw the George Washington Bridge. Usually pilots look down at the bridge, but today I was looking up at the cars and I saw. That's when I knew we are going to the Peterborough, we are going to the La Prada, we are going in the river. We hit at 140 miles per hour, we crashed into the river, the water rushed in immediately. It was 36 degrees, I'm standing in the ice, water up to my waist, helping the passengers out the wings and umbrella. I left my coat in the cockpit, my wallet, my keys, my ID. As I'm standing on the raft in the middle of the Hudson River, thinking, if I survive this, how I'm gonna drive home. Later, the investigator grilled us, if the media call it, a miracle. They asked me, Mr. Scars, looking back on everything, the crash, the investigation, the trauma, is there anything you would have done it differently? And I looked at them in the eye and said, yes, absolutely. They said, I would have done it in July. The interview asked, because of the water? I replied, have you ever taken a swim in New York in January? I don't recommend it. But in all seriousness, we did what we were trained to do. Stars aligned, and I'm just glad I'm here to joke about it.
Cactus 1539 hit birds who lost thrust on both engines returning back towards LaGuardia.
Okay, you need to return to LaGuardia. Turn left heading up 220.
220.
Tower, stop your departures. Got emergency returning. It's 1529. He bird strike. He lost all engine. He lost the thrust in the engines. He's returning immediately.
Cactus 1529. Which engines?
He lost thrust in both engines. He said.
Got it.
Cactus 1529. We can get it for you. Do you want to try to land runway 13?
We're unable. We may end up in the Hudson.
All right, Cactus 1549. It's going to be left traffic to runway 31.
Unable.
Okay, what do you need to land? Cactus 1549. Runway 4 is available if you want to make left traffic to runway 4.
I'm not sure we can make any runway. What's over to our right? Anything in New Jersey? Maybe Teterboro?
Okay, yeah, off your right side is Teterboro Airport. Do you want to try to go to Teterboro?
Yes.
Teterboro, Empire. Actually, LaGuardia departure guy, emergency inbound.
Hey, guys.
Cactus 1529 over the George Washington Bridge. Wants to go to the airport right now.
Wants to go to our airport. Check. Does he need assistance?
Yes, it was a bird strike. Can I get him in for runway 1?
Runway 1, that's good.
Cactus 1529, turn right 280. You can land runway 1 at Teterboro.
We can't do it.
Okay, which runway would you like at Teterboro?
We're going to be in the Hudson.
I'm sorry, say again, Cactus? Cactus 1549, radar contact is lost. You also got Newark Airport up at 2 o'clock in about 7 miles. Eagle 54718, turn left heading 210.
210, 4718. I think he said he was going in the Hudson.
Okay, he's on the Hudson River. He's just about a mile and a half north of the Lincoln Tunnel. Last sighted below 900 feet. We still got a target on him, but he looks like he's low level. You get anybody, you send him right over to the Lincoln Tunnel. We had a Cactus Airbus go down in the water.
Hello, I'm Sheila Jill. As cabin crew, we train for emergencies every month, but nothing prepares you for a real ditch. The moment we heard Captain's voice, brace for impact, adrenaline replaced fear. We shouted the command, brace, heads down, stay down, over and over until impact. When we stopped, there was water pouring in. The passengers are crying, but the crew stayed focused. We opened the doors, deployed the slides, and got people onto the wings. Looking out, seeing 155 people standing together on Hudson, that's a real picture, shows that
haven't read the safety features card, they don't know what that means.
Get your heads down and stay down!
Proper brace position is knees together, feet flat on the floor, body bent as far forward as possible, with arms wrapped under the legs or braced against the seat in front of you.
I am Doreen Wells, one of the cabin crew of US Airways Flight 1549. I was in the rear of the plane, the part that hit the water hardest. The water rushed in almost immediately. It's freezing and dark. I remember that there is a people were screaming, but there was no time for panic. I immediately grabbed a woman's arm and told her that we are getting out, just keep moving. And we pushed forward through the rising water. Later, standing on the wing with the others, I feel the cold bites through my uniform. But the sound of helicopter and sirens in the distance was the sounds of hope. It's a memory that will stay forever.
Hi, I am Captain Vincent Lombardi. I as a New York Waterway Rescue Captain. So, I was piloting the ferry Thomas Jefferson when we got the Mayday. Within 3 minutes, we were heading towards to the crash site. The river was calm but icy. The aircraft was floating till deep in water with passenger huddled on the wings. We approached carefully to avoid suction or collision. My crew and I pulled people aboard one by one, some shaking, some crying, and all alive. That's all that's matter. We don't think of heroism, just instinct. We did our job.
In an instant, the $75 million plane has become an unlikely boat floating down the Hudson River. It's now filling with freezing water.
So hi everyone, I am Michael Cordons, NYPD Search Resource. So the radio called us that might be a plane in the water, but nothing prepared for us. What we saw from the NYPD helicopter. In the freezing January Hudson River, a full commercial airplane, US Air Flight 1549, was floating. For a moment, everyone in the helicopter just went like it did not seem real. From above, we saw passengers standing on the wings. They were weak, snacking from the crew, crying not a panic as a plane shooting straight into the river. In water that cold, hypothesis is just not a regional, it's red against times. But New York red together fast. NYPD Harbor FDNY Marine Unit, the Coast Guard, EMS, and many ferries are turned to work the plane at the same time. No confused, no waiting, just through timber. So the boat reaches the plane first. We watch the Bishop climb onto the aircraft, put people on off the water, cover them when blanket and pass them safely to the beaches. From the boat air, we help guide the boat and look for anyone drifting away. Then, over the radio, someone said all 155 persons are safe. So, one of the reasons that all persons can survive is because the research team move fast and work with preferred conditions.
Hi, I'm Angela Brown, an emergency medical technician. At the triage zone on Pier 79, we treated 78 passengers. Most of them had mild hypothermia, sign of shock, and some bruising. You could see in their eyes. They looked totally disbelieved. I mean, they have just survived in a plane crash, and no single life was lost. For emergency team, this is almost unheard of, and this whole incident proved that when emergency plans are truly coordinated, there is no confusions, no chaos, just care about them.
Into the slide rafts.
In the end, all 150 passengers and the entire crew of Flight 1549 are brought to safety. Another example of how serious aviation accidents often end well.
When I heard the explosion, I thought it was turbulence. Then the cabin went silent and we started descending fast. The flight attendants were incredible, shouting comments, keeping us focused. I remember holding a stranger's hand as we braced. When we hit the water, it was violent but brave. Standing on that wing, freezing and surrounded by strangers who suddenly felt like family, it was terrifying and beautiful all at once.
Hello, I'm Robert Hill, one of the passenger survivors. I was sitting near the middle as the smell of jet fuel feel in the cabin right before impact. But the professionalism of the crew made the difference. People were panicking, but orders were clear. When the door opened and we saw daylight, everyone moved fast. That's why we are alive until today. The word of the miracle fits, but is also the result of training, courage, and calm execution. That's all for me, Robert Hill, one of the passenger survivors. Thank you.
Passengers nearest the exits open the doors.
I just jumped up very quickly and started making my way to the emergency door.
Hi, my name is Samuel Green and I'm the citizen witness for this incident.
From the Hudson Pier, it looked surreal. Jetliner was gliding silently across the skyline. No fire, no explosions, just a smooth descent. And when it hit the river, there was a splash, and then the stillness. And people around me started to gathering, filming, calling out, and trying to make sense of what happened. And then suddenly the ferries rushed in, and at that time you could feel that everyone holding their breath, watching and hoping the passenger was safe. It feels like watching the history happen right there in real time.
Hi, I'm Carlos Mija from Mechanical Engineer. From an engineering point of view, that what happened on flight 1549 is extremely rare. Both engines were hit almost at the same time by large Canada grease, and each bird weighed around 8 pounds. Normally, engine like CFM56 is only tested to handle one big bird going in. They are not designed for two birds entering both engines at the same moment. This incident clearly shows a weakness in our current tested standards. Even with that, the Airbus aircraft performed very well. The structure of the plane, especially the way it absorbs energy during the impact, helped to prevent the aircraft from breaking apart from when it landed on the water. The design played a very big role to keeping the everyone safe, and the engineer behind it deserves recognition. But this event taught us that we need to improve. We need to engine that strong and can be survived more extremely conditions. And we need to better technology like the real-time bird detection system so pilot can warning early. This will help to reduce risk and avoid similar incidents in the future. So as engineer, our goal is simple. We need to learn from this and update our standard and make sure the aircraft basically become even safer for everyone.
But before anyone can escape, they must first survive a high-speed impact.
Good afternoon and good evening. So I'm Dr. Hanali, the climate scientist. For this case, bird strike patterns are shifting. Climate change has halted migratory timing and population density of species like Canada geese. Airports built decades ago weren't designed for this new ecological reality. This event wake up call to integrate environmental science into aviation safety, rather bird tracking, seasonal flight pattern, data, and wildlife habitat zoning must now be standard. Thank you.
At AIRWAYS, we have modeled millions of aviation scenarios, but dual-engine bird strikes at takeoff altitude are among the rarest, less than 1 in 1.7 billion flight hours. While over 13,000 bird strikes occur annually in the US alone, dual-engine failures from such events are exceptionally uncommon, often mitigated by robust engine design and pilot training. Yet the real risk is the frequency its impact. These rare incidents can cause significant damage, particularly to engines and windshields, demanding immediate and skilled responses. This incident will cause a global revaluation of aviation risk model, affecting premiums, reinsurance layering, and underwriting assumptions across the industry. It's a classic black swan, statistically impossible until it happens. These events are characterized by their extreme rarity, severe impact, and retrospective predictability. Consider the miracle on the Hudson or Qantas Flight 32. Rescue crews averted catastrophe after critical engine failures, demonstrating the profound impact of such unpredictable events. Such incident reinforce the need for robust safety measures and comprehensive crew training, continually shaping how the aviation industry assesses and manages its inherent risks.
In an instant, the $75 million plane has become an unlikely boat floating down the Hudson River. It's now filling with freezing water.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ellen Murray. This case is now regarded as the defining moment in modern pilot training. The 208 seconds between the moment the bird struck the engine and the final touchdown on the Hudson will be studied in classrooms and simulators around the world for decades to come. It gave us a rare real-world example on how pilots must process overwhelming information, make split-second judgment, and execute highly complex procedures under extreme pressure. What this incident truly proves is that procedural discipline, clear communication, and absolute teamwork are not just theoretical ideas. They are life-saving principles. Every action taken in a short window aligns perfectly with training. Assessing engine failures, selecting the ditching site, information the cabin crew, and the preparing passenger. It also reminds us something important of age of advanced cockpit automation. Even the most sophisticated systems have limits. No computers, no autopilot, and no algorithm could have fully replicate the calm, adaptable human decision making that Captain Salenberg and his crew displayed that day. This event stands as proof that skilled professionals backed by rigorous training remain the strongest safety asset in aviation. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Susan Reed, FAA Director of Safety Operations. The FAA's preliminary analysis confirms that Flight 1549's crew performed exactly as trained. Both engines failed within seconds, a situation for which no standard procedure guarantees success. Our focus now is on prevention. We are expanding avian radar trials at major US airports, reviewing certification criteria for dual-engine bird injection, and strengthening simulator training for low-altitude emergencies. This incident, while miraculous in outcome, exposes the need for deeper coordination between aviation, environmental, and urban agencies. The next miracle should come not from luck, but from preparation.
Hi, my name is Mark Steven from NTSB Investigator in Charge. Our team has recovered both black box, the flight data recorder, and cockpit voice recorder. The data confirm dual engine flame out occurred approximately 90 seconds after takeoff from LaGuardia. Communication remained clean throughout. At 3:31 p.m., Captain Salenberger declared his intention to land in the Hudson, a decision that, under simulation analysis, proved to be the only survival option. Our investigation will examine not only the aircraft system, but also the environmental condition, wildlife management near urban airports, and inter-agency response efficiency. Every crash teaches us, this one teaches survival.
From the tower, the moment bird strike was reported, we offered immediate vector to Teterboro, but the descent rate was rapid, it too slow for any airline return. However, what impressed us most was composure of the cockpit. Despite the engine total loss, communication stayed professional, clear, and concise. Their final word to ATB: We are going to be in Hudson. We're absolutely calm. Their calmness is why we call it a miracle and model.
My name is James O'Connor, Ranger Aviation, representing the Aviation Canberra. For a Ranger standpoint, this incident significantly reshapes how we interpret act of nature within aviation insurance and liability law. Traditionally, bird strike fell under natural events, but the simulational failure of both engineers raises new questions about traceability, environmental oversight, and operation responsibility. In the case, the primary are expected to center on wildlife management practice near major urban airport rather than pilot or mechanical defect. Yet the Malaysia landscape is far from simple. This event sits at the intersection of multiple jurisdictions like New York State regulation, federal FAA standard, and international aviation conventions governing compensation and accountability. What is most remarkable is how quickly all responsible parties, the airline, insurer, and the government agency, align their response. This was not hesitation, not deflection of blame. Instead, transparency, verified information, and coordinated decision-making guide every step of the legal process. This incident demonstrates the effective crisis management extends beyond the cockpit. It released equally on the leisure system that respond with clearly cooperated and under with professionalism.
First and foremost, we are deeply grateful that every passenger and crew member have survived. That outcome is something that we will never take for granted. US Airways has mobilized a full support team for the survivors and their families, from medical care to counseling and personal care. Our collaboration with the FAA, NTSB, and rescue agencies has been seamless. We are committed to investigate and learn everything that we can from this incident. Safety of our passenger is our responsibility, and we take that responsibility seriously. I also want to acknowledge our pilot professionalism. Their solid composure and fast-thinking skill have turned this potential tragedy into a survivable one. We are so proud of them, and we are humbled by their actions. This event reminds us that aviation, while technologically advanced, it still depends on human judgment and courage. For our airline, safety is not just a slogan. It is the foundation of everything that we do here and promise to every passenger that use our service. We will continue to rebuild trust of the customer, not just through statements, but through our actions and continued excellence.
Hello and evening. I am Karen Lopez, reporting as head of corporate insurance. From an insurance standpoint, this was a textbook example of why layered coverage and a reinsurance partnership exist. The primary liability coverage under US Airways corporate policy with AIG activated immediately, and reinsurance agreements with global partners mitigated financial impact. However, the real value lies not in the payouts but in the resilience. The system worked, ensuring that all claims are processed swiftly and transparently.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Patricia Wong, and I'm a reinsurance broker with the Global Risk Partners. My job is to help make sure that when accidents happen in aviation, the financial system behind the scenes works smoothly so passengers, airlines, and communities are protected. Today, I'd like to explain what the Hudson River incident taught all of us, not just the aviation industry, but anyone who flies. First, this incident showed how fast things can change in the air. A simple bird strike caused both engines to fail within minutes. Because of the skill of the pilots, all the passengers survived. But from an insurance and risk management standpoint, this event had the potential to become one of the most expensive aviation losses in history. So now it brings me to the second point. Our role as a reinsurance brokers is to make sure that when unexpected events happen, things no one can predict, the insurance companies involved have enough backup support to handle all the costs. Reinsurance is like insurance for the insurance companies. It prevents the financial stress and ensures everyone affected can receive help quickly. So in the Hudson River case, we worked closely with the airline's insurers to confirm that the aircraft was a total loss and to evaluate any passenger claims or costs related to the emergency landing. Because the reinsurance system was strong and prepared, the entire claim process was handled smoothly, fairly, and without delay. Finally, this incident reminded us that aviation safety is not just about technology and pilots. It's also about having a financial safety net strong enough to protect people, the passengers, the crew, and even the communities below flight paths. At Global Risk Partners, we remain committed to building that safety network through carefully planning, risk management, and global cooperation. Thank you.
Everyone, I am Lisa Chance, the insurance actuary from American International Group Aviation. Today, I would like to share about the actuary view on these cases. From an actuary view, events like this reshape the mathematics of aviation risk. They change the way we think about how does risk behave. We will examine our frequency severity model to better capture corrected environmental exposure, like seasonal birds migrations. Not only that, the insight may also lead to adjustment in rating factor for operations along airport adjacent. But what stands out most in these cases is resilience of the insurance ecosystem. Even with the major loss event, the risk-sharing mechanisms work exactly as designed. For example, everyone's claims were handled, coverage responded, and there was not disruptions to the wider system. Therefore, risk-sharing work, humanity prevails.
Hi, I'm Raphael Gomez, an aviation market analyst. Financially, US Airways experienced a brief market dip within the first trading hours post-incident. It's about 4%. Yet, as confirmations of total survival spread, the narrative changed overnight. Investor sentiment shifted from fears to admiration, perceiving the airline as resilient, ethical, and well-managed under crisis. This case will be studied in both aviation economics and brand management, which is a perfect example of how integrity creates long-term shareholder values even amid disaster.
Hello, my name is Nina Petter, journalist from Financial Times. From a financial journalism perspective, this entire situation unfolded as a real-time case study in crisis communication. What we witness today demonstrates how the action taken during the first hour of an emergency can influence the direction of public confidence and the stability of financial market. US Airways released its first official statement almost immediately, followed by clear and consistent updates across every available channel. This steady flow of verified information helped calm, invested, and reassure the wider public. The unequivocal tone adopted by all media outlets prevented speculation and reduced the risk of unnecessary market reaction. We often write about corporate accountability, but tonight we witnessed it in action. In less than 10 hours, US Airways turned an incident into a globally served.
My name is Eric Johnson from CNN Aviation Desk journalist. From the moment image emerged of the passengers standing shoulder to shoulder of the wing of the Airbus A320, the world stopped to watch. What the witness wasn't just an aviation's emergency, it was the masterclass in the professionals. Every element of the flight 1549's survival story speak to the training, disciplines, and human courage. In the aviation decks, we often analyze failure in the system, procedure, or communications. But tonight, we are reporting something different, rare moments when every layer of the safety worked exactly as it was designed to. The global reactions has been overwhelming. Social media lit up within a minute. Major networks broke into a programming, and aviation's experts around the world collectively used one word, which is miracle. And yet, what stands out most in this wasn't a luck alone. It was a skill, teamwork, and calm, coordinated response from the cockpit to the cabin to rescue the crew. For the aviation community, this event will be remembered not just for the dramatic visual, but for what it represents. Proof that even in the most unforgiving moment, excellence can turn catastrophe into the survival.
The Department of Transportation extends its gratitude to every agency involved. Within 10 minutes of the Mayday, Coast Guard, NYPD, and Port Authority work coordinated seamlessly. This interagency response is what public safety systems are designed for. Moving forward, we will implement an interdepartmental review to improve bird hazard mitigations and crisis response across all urban air corridors.
Good evening, I'm Professor Mary Dubois, an Ethics and Crisis Communication Specialist. Today's event, the emergency landing of US Airways Flight 1549 on the Hudson River, is a remarkable case study, not just in aviation but in ethics and communication under extreme pressure. What stands out is how truth, transparency, timing align perfectly. In most crises, organizations tend to react defensively, focusing on protecting themselves first. But here, US Airways and US agencies acted differently. They shared verified facts quickly, clearly, and empathically. That approach minimized confusion, maintained public trust, and prevent misinformation from spreading. Ethics, not public relations, become the engine driving their communication strategy. By prioritizing honesty and the well-being of passengers and the public, they set a global example of crisis management done right. In short, this event shows that when preparation meets integrity, communication becomes a lifeline, guiding not only survival but also public confidence. Thank you.
Good evening, I am Dr. Helen Grant, a behavioral psychologist in the Human Factor Lab, where I examine how people respond when every second matters. From a human factor perspective, US Airways Flight 1549 illustrates how structured command and calm leadership can dramatically improve group coordination during critical incidents. What stands out from a psychological perspective is the remarkable absence of panic. While leadership remains calm, that composure naturally flows to everyone else. The captain's tone of voice, the clear instruction from the flight attendant, and the cooperative behavior of the passengers. So, all of these elements have transformed fear into a focus. Research in behavioral psychology show that survival rate can increase by up to 30% when group perceive authority figure as composed. At last, Flight 1549 will continue to be a key case study in emotional contagion and the neuropsychology of staying calm under extreme threats. Thank you.
I'm Donna Den, lead flight attendant on US Airways Flight 1549. In those few critical minutes, our repeated training became our anchor. There was no room for panic. Every instruction, every movement, every glance at the passenger mattered. I made sure everyone hear the direction clearly, how to brace, how to move to exit, and how to step carefully onto the wing of the aircraft. Watching passenger respond, I could see courage growing in real time. Stranger held hand, mimic our calm, and follow instruction despite the shock and ice water around them. Our commands were more than words. They gave structure, focus, and a sense of safety in the midst of chaos. As we guide passengers, I constantly scan for those who were struggling, reassuring them with short, firm words. Every small action mattered. Holding a hand, steadying a foot on the slippery wing, directing someone to a safer position. The teamwork between crew and passenger transformed fear into cooperation. After the landing, as we helped everyone safely onto a rescue boat, I realized that calm, clear communication, and disciplined action were the true liveliness. Bravery is not born in a single instant. It's come from preparation, training, and trust. Seeing all 155 passengers alive today, I understand that our role, even in routine moments, become the difference between life and death. That is a memory and a lesson I will carry forever.
Although aviation may never be risk-free, but it remains humanity's most reliable mode of transport. This event strengthened that faith. That's all for me. Thank you.
10 hours ago, fear gripped the skies over New York. Tonight, we see not loss, but life. US Airways Flight 5049, an aircraft that became a lifeboat, a crisis that became a lesson in leadership. To the pilots, crew, passengers, rescue, and analysts who joined us, thank you. This is Emma Collins for Global News Network. Good night, and remember, sometimes miracles are made, not found.
Landing 5,000.
Cactus 15.9, departure to contact climb, maintain 15,000.
Maintain 15,000, Cactus 1549.
Cactus 15.9, turn left lane 270.
This is Cactus 1539, hit birds, so you've lost thrust on both engines, returning back towards LaGuardia.
Okay, you need to return to LaGuardia. Turn left heading up 220.
220.
Tower, stop your departures, got emergency returning. It's 1529. He bird strike, he lost the thrust in the engines, he's returning immediately.
Cactus 1529, which engines?
He lost thrust in both engines, he said.
Got it.
Cactus 1529, we can get it for you. Do you want to try to land 1013?
We're unable. We may end up in the Hudson.
Alright, Cactus 15.9, it's going to be left traffic to runway 31.
Unable.
Okay, what do you need to land? Do you want to try to go to Teterboro?
Yes.
Teterboro, Empire, actually LaGuardia departure guy, emergency inbound.
Hey, guy.
Cactus 1529 over the George Washington Bridge, wants to go to the airport right now.
Wants to go to our airport, check. Does he need assistance?
Yes, it was a bird strike. Can I get him in for runway 1?
Runway 1, that's good.
Cactus 1529, turn right 280, you can land runway 1 at Teterboro.
We can't do it.
Okay, which runway would you like at Teterboro?
We're going to be in the Hudson.
I'm sorry, say again, Cactus? Cactus 1549, radar contact is lost. You also got Newark Airport up at 2 o'clock in about 7 miles. Eagle 54718, turn left bank 210.
210, 4718. I think he said he was going in the Hudson.
Cactus 1529, you still on?